everybody. How's it going? My name is Jezabel Montero, and welcome to the Fuagata Films channel. I am the writer, producer, director, and one of the actors in Lizzie, Gary, BB, and Trish. Okay? It's a brand new comedy sitcom series that we are developing. We have the pilot out now. So I really would recommend, if you like what we are talking about today and you love our actress that we have on today, we have a special guest. We have one of the stars of the show, Samantha Turret, who plays Lizzie. This is going to be really, really fun. Now, just let me tell you one thing. This isn't your normal podcast, okay? This is, you know how we're like right now. You're gonna see us talking in a mic at home, like your normal boring podcast. Even though I am doing it right now, we used actors from all over the country. We use Emmy award-winning, Grammy award-winning sound designer, music composer to put this thing together. This is literally a sitcom put in podcast form. I wrote it during the quarantine. We used people in their own studios from all over the place. We put it all together, and it sounds like everybody recorded in one studio. It's really, really exciting. I'm excited, but do me a favor. Can you hit the damn button on YouTube in Fuagata Films, the Fuagata Films channel? That's my film company. Can you just hit the button? Even if you don't like the show, just hit the damn button. It's one button. I don't understand. We have hundreds of listeners and like 3 subscribers. How is that possible? So subscribe and follow wherever you listen to your podcast. We only have the pilot out. And if you want to see more things like this, not only are we the first ever scripted comedy narrative podcast, first ever, I challenge you to show me another series like this, but we are LGBT, we're Latina, Latinx, female-centered, we're the first ever. So if you want to see more, if you want to hear more stuff like this and see more stuff like this, you have to support it. So please follow us and subscribe. I'm Jezabel Montero. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can follow Fuagata Films, our film company that produced the show, on Instagram and Facebook. Okay, I'm going to go right into introducing our first guest. Every week, we are bringing you a special guest from the show. Okay, so we are going to bring you this amazing voiceover artist, and she's just all around super talented. Obviously, by her resume, she does drama, she does comedy. She's super duper funny. She had my co-producer and my sound designer cracking up the entire time. So we're gonna bring her in, Samantha Turret. Welcome to the show. Hi, how's it going?
Hi, I'm Samantha.
Well,
I'm doing great. Nice to see you again.
You know, this is the first time we've seen each other face to face, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what? You're exactly as I pictured.
Well, yeah, I'm exactly as you pictured because you saw my picture.
Yep, that is actually why you are exactly as I pictured.
So I'm so happy to have you part of the show. You're very talented, Samantha. I've told you that in a million texts, and in our audio world, where we've only been listening to each other. But let's talk about a little bit, because this show is meant to be kind of short, about 15 minutes. Go ahead, tell me a little bit about yourself and your career.
Sure. I've been acting since I was very young. And I've always wanted to be an actor. My kindergarten year, what we want to do, and mine said actor. Here I am.
Okay.
It didn't say voice actor, but that is part of my life now. And for years I was in New York City, and I was doing theater and regional theater in and around New York. And now I'm in LA, and I'm doing TV and commercials and a lot of voiceover, especially during quarantine.
How did you get into voiceover work? Because just my story is I got into radio back in the day in the 90s. I graduated college. Yeah. And I got into radio. I had my own radio show. I did traffic and news. And that's how I got into it, segued into voiceover work and character work and stuff like that. How about you?
I did a Nickelodeon thing years ago. And then one of the people I worked with on that brought me on for some voiceover promo work. And I loved it so much.
I know.
And I just like hung on to it. And now I do some radio spots, commercials.
I am very impressed by some of your, these are my notes. Look at my notes. It's pathetic. But
Those
anyway.
are beautiful.
I can barely read my own handwriting, please. So, okay. So some of your credits. Oh my God, I'm super impressed by The Diary of Anne Frank. You played Anne? How was that? So you're a comedian and then you play this super dramatic, depressing thing. Should we even talk about this in a comedy podcast?
Probably not. Yeah, I love theater, and one of my favorite things is bringing comedy to everything, because
Me too.
everyone has a funny part to them, and everything, no matter how sad it is, there's comedy and humor. And I love exploring that in even very serious dramas. There's so
I
much
agree.
comedy.
I agree. A tragedy is comedy, right? Plus time. So yeah, totally. Where did you do that? The Diary of Anne Frank?
That was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That was my first professional show out of college.
Wow. But that's still impressive. Your first professional show, The Diary of Anne Frank, excuse me. So, and then you did, this is fun because I've performed there. Kid Christie and the Candy Touch at La Mama. I've performed at La Mama too. It's a great place. It's a great space.
Oh, it's great. They have great kid programming. And that was part of it. I am also a puppeteer. And like I do character voices. So I was a puppet. I was a bunch of puppets in that show, but I was a cockroach as well.
Right. Well, yeah, a cockroach. Okay. That's attractive.
Yeah. Well, it is who I am inside.
That's good. Yeah. No, I was in a play that there were cockroach characters. I played one of the humans in it.
Well, congrats.
Yes, every now and then we do get those roles, humans.
Once in a while.
Once in a blue moon, sure. So you've performed everywhere, around the country.
Yeah, when I was doing theater, a lot of it, when I was in New York, it's all about getting put out of New York to do regional theater.
And then the world premiere of Spruce Haven B at the Crane, which I know very well too. You were young Jezabel, that was here in New York, and congratulations on all that great work. That's really, really great. So when did you decide to go to LA? How long were you here in New York?
I was in New York for 5 years, and I decided to come to LA on a whim. One of the reasons was because of voiceover work, and because I gravitate towards sitcom comedy, TV, and
they do it more. They do it more in LA, right? They do that more in LA. So what drew you to the character of Lizzie? Let's talk a little bit about Lizzie and the character in the show. Besides the quarantine and needing the job, which is basically why we take the work wherever it comes. But besides that, what drew you to the character, and what do you like about the show?
I love a good character that's written as a mess, but they're put together. I love characters that are bubbling over with how messy they are as a human being. And there's something about Lizzie that just screams, within me is the hottest mess you've ever seen.
I mean, you did capture her well, because that's pretty much how I wrote it. But I got to tell you the story of, how we chose you. We had hundreds of submissions. It was during quarantine. I think we were doing the auditions in April. Out of the callbacks, we went down to 10. And then we gave you the last callbacks. And then it was basically you and another girl. So it's always a story. It's always you and somebody else. I mean, right? I mean, for me, it's always me and somebody else, and I never get it. So you blew you blew me away, but the co-producer was like, oh, it's Samantha. That's it. It's Samantha. And I loved also that you were very flexible with the choices. When we called you back, you switched it up, which is very important, because don't you feel like in voiceover work though, it's very technical. Nobody gives you anything. Okay, guys, whoever is watching this, we are, in theater, there's other actors giving you emotions, talking to you, responding to you. Acting is reacting, right? No, you're not reacting to anything here. Okay, right?
Yep, you're just making it up.
You're just making it up, and hopefully, with a director, you can have some guidance and where to go, what direction to go. And But
yeah, and a good script. Thank goodness.
Thanks. You're standing in front of a mic. You don't have that thing that in film and TV on camera there's a motivation. You also walk into a room, there's things that you're doing that help you develop the scene, right?
Oh yeah.
Here you're just, you have to speak as if you were in that room and you're not. And you did a great job. I mean, we're not going to get spoiler alert, that fire scene where the thing goes up in flames. I mean, my sound designer did a great job. It really sounds like you are putting out a fire, doesn't it?
I loved it.
It was so hilarious when people have to listen to it, guys. You have to listen to it. She's amazing. She sounds like she's literally putting out a fire in a kitchen and she's screaming and yelling. One of the screams you did, which we use, was just, I spit out my coffee. He sent me the thing and I spit out my coffee onto the computer all over my screen because I was listening to it in the morning.
Well, I did put out a literal fire that same day. You had asked me to use some bread and I put it in my oven and there was a literal fire. So
oh my, so you used it. So you did use it. You used
real emotion of putting a fire out in my apartment.
Perfect timing. Oh.
There's always a fire, right?
There's always a metaphorical fire to put out too.
Yes.
All right. So what are you doing next?
Yeah. So I do a lot of audiobooks and you can find me on audible.com. Rivals, Frenemies, that is by Scott McCormick and it's one of the best sellers on Audible. And I'm also the narrator of Pearl, the Magical Unicorn, because I have a childlike voice.
You do.
That was really fun. That's through Macmillan, but you can find it on Audible too. And then currently I have 2 radio spots playing. So you might hear me talking about smoked fish or traveling.
And those are serious.
Nothing's too serious.
No, not if you have anything to say about it, right?
No.
No. Okay. So I want to thank you for being on this show, the Lizzie, Gary, BB, and Trish Gay promo show. It's part of the Flock of the Films channel now. And so I really want to thank you for taking the time to do this during this insane quarantine. You're in California. It's getting worse out there. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, please take care of yourself. Take all the proper precautions. And I really, really thank you so much, Samantha, for being here with us. This is, it's unprecedented, this whole format that we're doing. I'd love to be with you in the same room, but this is nice. I still get to see you and talk to you. So it's great.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So have a great one. We will keep in touch and good luck with the show. Good luck with everything you're doing. And I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Bye, Samantha. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. So that was it, guys. I want you to please follow us on the Flock of the Films channel on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, and Google Podcasts. Our show is Lizzie, Gary, BB, and Trish. Okay? Samantha Turret plays Lizzie. She's phenomenal. She is a true voiceover artist. You have to follow her, follow the show. Again, guys, if you want to hear and see more stuff that's LGBT, Latino, Latinx, made by women, created by women, female-centric, you have to support it, guys. I can't tell you that enough. Please support these independent ventures, and you will see more of it. People are complaining, oh, I don't see myself on TV or I don't hear myself on a podcast. It's because you're not following the right stuff and you're not supporting the right stuff, honestly. So I hope to see those numbers go up. Push the damn button. And I hope we can bring you more episodes in the future. Thank you so much. I'm Jezabel Montero, the co-founder of Flock of the Films and the creator, writer, producer, director, and actor in Lizzie, Gary, BB, and Trish. Okay? Adios.